What up, though, y'all?
What up,
It's your
though?
boy, Bush. Man, we are live from the D. This is the bus stop. If y'all been tuning in, tapping in, y'all already know what's going on, man. Doing incredibly dope interviews with incredibly dope artists, and I've had the pleasure to come back home, man. I've been here for a couple of days. It's been an absolute vibe. Just kind of being, what I'm saying, get a chance to get tapped in with everybody that got everything going on, what I'm saying, out here. So we are here live once again, what I'm saying, in Detroit with the homie Conflict. He's welcomed us into his spot. And we it's a lot of dope interviews coming today, starting with the man himself. Conflict, welcome to the bus stop, man. I definitely appreciate you riding when we get grabbing your seat on the bus. Um, so for the people who don't know, because the audience is gonna be everywhere. What who are you and what do you do? Like how do you kind of get into what it is that you do? I know it's music, and that's one thing I do. I love it all my heart. So how did you kind of what do you do and how do you kind of like get into it?
Well, I I do hip hop. I'm a producer,
Okay,
composer, writer. Uh, I got many hats. An engineer.
okay,
I can DJ. Uh, I did one that one to the video.
word.
Uh, what really got me started was actually my pops. As you see, I got a lot of records around.
And yes, that collection. That's why I was just kind of looking around. It's incredibly dope, man. It's I like the variety. Like that's incredibly dope. Incredibly dope.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, my pops, he actually got me into it because he played the trombone when he was in the band when he was in high school.
Okay.
So when I came about, that was in Monroe. Him and my mom got married. They moved here to Detroit from Monroe, Louisiana, and my pops worked at Ford. So, his job was, Ford, but he still loved music. So he ran into some cats at his job, and they were musicians as well. So they would practice in the basement, just had jam sessions in our basement. So seeing that as a young child, I was probably like 3 or 4 at that time. So seeing that at that time was really inspiring to me. Plus, he had a whole bunch of records. He had like a big old furnace box full of records. So my pops loved jazz. Like he played the trombone, so it kind of makes sense. But he really loved jazz. So I used to go through his records, and fortunately, he taught me how to, put the needle on the vinyl
Properly.
Yeah, don't scratch no records. If you're gonna use them, you better take care of them.
That's what's up.
So he would let me, go through the box and play records if I handled the equipment properly. So I did that, and so that's really what kind of broke me into it, my pops, because seeing him practice with the band and him having records, and then I like all type of music, but I was really fascinated with hip hop. That was just starting at that time.
I did. Okay.
You know what I'm saying, so yeah, that's pretty what.
So how you got into it, and that's incredibly dope. All right, so with that, and I know you said you're kind of being around your pops and him playing. Do you remember like that first time we were like, yo, this is like music is something I can really see myself doing or see myself kind of getting into? Was it like an aha moment, or do you feel like it was kind of like a combination of just like life experience that kind of got you where you are?
Yeah, I want to say both.
Okay.
I would say both because like I said, even before that, my pops and my mom's got me a xylophone for Christmas. I was 2. I got a picture where I got the xylophone and the stick. You know what I mean? So it's just been around me. My mom, she really liked music. She didn't sing or anything, but she liked music. And my pops was so into it. So it's always been a part of my life. But the aha moment was kind of like my older brother, actually, because my older brother, he didn't rap either, but he was a vibrant cat, what I mean? And he would freestyle cap rap on me. Like,
okay. Yeah.
Brothers, little brother capping on him and this and that. So he would cap rap on me, and I used to get mad. So that's kind of what sparked me to start writing.
Well, so make sure you can get back at your brother.
Yeah,
I can definitely dig that. I can definitely dig that. Damn, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, of course, like growing up in Detroit, and you kind of being around like really with the start of like the hip hop scene, where it is now. How do you? I don't want to say how do you feel. Do you like the way it's looking? Because I know you have. I feel like myself included. Like a lot of older people. Like I want to see. I appreciate what younger people are doing. Like that's one thing I kind of pride myself on. Essentially, is like I don't listen to music with old nigga ears. That's the way I like to put it. You know what I'm saying? Because like if you expect Nas from Kodak Black, you're gonna be disappointed every time. And I kind of feel like that's what a lot of people do with like the newer generation. Like you want the old school, but it's not gonna be that. Yeah. But I will say there are, certain artists that are still carrying that same like kind of hip hop boom bap spirit. You know what I'm saying? And of course they are newer cats. So with that, like I guess in that underground scene, like what does that look like for you? Like how do you feel about it? You know what I'm saying? Like kind of knowing the start of it and like where it is now.
Well, it's actually fascinating. It's actually dope. I like it. I love it. Now don't get me wrong, I don't like everything. It's certain I like substance in music. So no matter what the concept is or whatever the premise is of the song, it just had to direct me to a certain place.
It has to make sense. So it's kind of That's I can feel that. I can definitely feel that.
Yeah. So like with the younger crowd, they super creative. Some of the things that we did, they do, but they learned from us. So my thing with what you were saying about listening with old nigga ears, I agree with that because you blocking out certain things from creativity when you don't look at music for what it is. Like you say, you're not gonna get a Kodak Black out of a knot.
Or yeah, because and if that's what you're expecting, like I said, it's going to be disappointment every time. And it's a matter of, and I feel like I've had so many artists, and I can Lil Uzi is an example for me. I'm not a Lil Uzi fan, but I understand. It's been certain tracks that I've heard with him on it. Oh well, damn! I see why people rock with him. Now I'm not about to say I'm about to go out and buy the album, or first in line for the concert tickets.
Right.
But I understand, like, well, damn, all right, that shit was dope, or that was a dope bar. You know what I'm saying? Or even with the delivery, that shit was. I understand why people rock with him the way that they do. You know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of like the important part. You don't necessarily have to be a fan, but like, you know what I'm saying? Just respect the art for what it is.
Yeah, and it all depends on your following. Everybody has their own lane or has the opportunity to have their own lane. Now, one thing that I don't like about the new generation is that a lot of them don't have their own creativity. It's a lot that sound the same. And I'm not saying that it's not good. But if you listening to one song from one artist and then you listen to 5 after and they all sound the same. You listening to one long song.
Well, I'm thinking, oh no, this is not such and such track. Oh no, this is such like. But I thought, you know what I'm saying, if it all sounds the same, you're thinking it's all the same person.
Exactly.
Like that's definitely where the problem comes in.
Yeah, and so like I mean I don't want to be like back in my day, but coming up
at the same time,
everybody had creativity. You didn't want to sound like somebody else. You wanted to sound like yourself. Like, oh, I'm about to get him with this because you was sounding so different. Like with me, for instance, when I was in high school, I came up with rhyming and pig Latin. So that was like 10th grade.
I'm sorry, real quick. Can you turn the drink for me? No, the computer. Like turn the screen so it's towards me. Yeah. All right, so I can all right. Oh yeah. That looks amazing. All right.
So I just started sharing.
Thank you. I'm sorry, but so you said ramen and pig Latin.
Yeah.
That's a great concept too. That's dope.
Yeah. So when I did it, it was just off of me trying to be different. Like you know what I mean. I wanted to do something different, so I was like, man, I'm about to start ramen and pig Latin. And when I started doing it, it just started fucking cats' heads up. Man, why you think of that? Like it was just trying to be different.
And it's like, and then as you're listening, like you gotta pay attention to everything that you're saying to catch everything that you're saying. So it's like it's I like that. I definitely like that because I mean it's like you already drawing people's attention in, but
Yeah.
it's like even more so because it's like bro, you gotta catch this shit and like yeah, I like that. That shit is so dope, man.
Yeah.
So dope,
Thank you.
so dope. So all right, so like growing up, I mean, and using that, like, was it like just kind of just ciphers, or you know what I'm saying? Did you do like any like battle rapping, or
Well,
it's just kind
yeah.
of like you know?
Before the battle rapping changed to what it is now,
Mm-hmm.
what it progressed to now. And we just coming off the head and meeting up on the corner type
Mm-hmm.
stuff, bus stop type stuff. No pun intended.
Hey, what up?
But you know what I mean?
Mm.
Like things like that of that nature. Yeah, I definitely was on the battle scene. One of my group members, I'm from the Almighty Dreadnaughts,
All right.
and we've been established here since '86. So I got in the group in the early '90s,
Mm.
and so my older brother from the group, alias P Knuckle, he's the reason why I got in the group. I
Okay.
was in the first group with him. It was me, Cautious, and Alias, and we were the Last Phonetics. So Alias and
Man, like that's
yeah.
it feels so. It's hip hop, dog. Like and that's the shit that I love. It's just like, bro, just hearing the names. I'm sorry, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Alias with he was out of school when we was in high school, so he would come pick us up from school. We'd go to Northland, and he might buy some shoes or something.
Mm.
While we there, cats is it's like that at this time. So cats is in they ciphers in the mall, and he would see cats in the cipher, and he'd be like sick. And I just go bust they cipher up, and just run in the middle of their cipher, just start rapping over everybody. Like that's how I kind of started with the battles.
I like that.
Doing that with the crew. You know what I'm saying?
It's like walking around with a pit bull damn near, like you know what I'm saying? Oh, you want to? All right, go get that nigga. Yep.
Yeah.
And just go in there and rip. I like that. I definitely like that.
Yeah. So that was fun. Yeah, and that was, after that I got more into songwriting, and even though I was already there with it, I really honed in on it because I stopped battling. Uh I didn't do the battles in the clubs type thing. I didn't get to that point. By that time I was producing and DJing and in the studio recording people and doing different things like that. So the battle thing was like one of my least favorites, I guess you could say, because I stopped doing it and I kept doing everything else.
I dig it.
I still appreciate it for what it is, but that was like a short-lived part of my rhyme career.
Okay. So the transition from I guess from doing the battle rap to actually producing.
Mm-hmm.
Like kind of how did that happen? Like what made you want to really start like getting behind the boards and really producing like that?
Me not being able to get beats.
That'll do it. That'll absolutely do it.
I
absolutely do it.
I was around certain people who was connected to it, but at that point in time, none of us really had our own equipment. So, it was hard to find beats. When I was in the Dreadnaughts, I'm still Dreadnaught. When I got into the Dreadnaughts, Blitz, one of our founding members, he was like the main producer, the only producer. Actually, he had an ASR 10. Well, before that, he used to borrow my Casio to make beats.
Not the Casio.
Sample like 1.2 seconds. Like,
okay.
And he was making some classic shit with it. I would get it back like, damn, what did you make?
And that's what I love with producers. Like it's that creativity. You could take that little bit of something and make a whole fire ass track out of it.
Yeah. So Blitz was the main producer basically. Like I said, I had dabbled and dabbled into the production a little bit. When I could get to the studio, I would mess around and different things like that, but I didn't have my own equipment other than the Casio, but I didn't know how to work like Blitz. Blitz was cold. So he eventually got ASR 10 and pretty much taught all of us that producing group how to work the ASR 10. Like I was familiar with messing with boards, but the ASR 10 was something different. So he was really like the motivating force for me to become the producer I am, because I've had my ASR 10 since '96, and it still worked. And I still got bangers. I got most of my floppies. You know, some of my
Man,
floppies.
floppies.
Yeah, I got
Wow.
I got boxes of floppies.
See, that's wild. Damn, that's wild. So that means I know you got some gold in there, then, man. You definitely got to have some gold in there. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely, bro.
All right. So aside from yourself, who are some of your favorite producers?
Um, well, Timberland, Dilla, Pharrell, uh, let me think, Dre,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Organized Noise,
Mm-hmm.
uh, Beats by the Pound.
Okay.
Let me see. Let me see. Eric B and Rakim. Uh, it's so many, man. Like I'm just trying to
so like you
pick a
and what I love, and I'm gonna say this on live. I'm gonna say this on camera, and I've talked about this. I feel like I've been talking about this really all weekend.
Mm.
2 out of 3 that you named were from Virginia. One thing I am working on now, and I'm putting it out there for everybody to hear, everybody to see. I want to do essentially an artist exchange between Virginia and Detroit. I want to have 3 or 4 artists come from up here, go down to Virginia. Y'all are good for the week. Being able to go outside, perform in different spots, promote everything in that space. And then be able to take some people from Virginia do the same thing up here. Because there are so many dope artists everywhere that people do not know about. And I'm trying to change that shit.
Oh man,
I am trying to change that shit.
Doing that,
bro. The talent between, like I said, just growing up here, and then I know some of the people that we got coming through, yourself included, but some of the people that I got coming through today are people that I just was put on, and I'm listening to music on the way here, and I'm like, yo, niggas need to hear this.
Yeah.
Like, it's not just here. Niggas need to hear this. This needs to be heard as far as it can go, because it's dope, it's genuine, it's for me, in my, it's culture moving. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's people that are still contributing to the culture of hip hop and the culture of black people. Because when it comes down to it, a lot of people don't want to say it, they don't want to talk about it. This shit is black. This is a black American product.
Yeah.
Hip hop is black American. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you have artists that genuinely appreciate why it was created, and you know what I'm saying, and it's going to evolve the way it's going to evolve.
Yep.
But you have those people that genuinely care about that genre and the culture.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like I feel like there are more people need to know who these people are.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree, because it's, and the thing is, it's like his music is so saturated right now with a lot, like I said, a lot of the same things that sound the same. So it's hard to find music like it once wasn't, because you had a date, and you could, if you got something before it came out, it was a privilege. Now it's regular,
and it's like we don't even have that excitement of like the album drop no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think I do miss that, especially like and I know that it goes from streaming is convenient. I love it. I appreciate it for what it is. But it was nothing like, listen to the radio and, oh yeah, such and such about to drop this new single. So it's like, yo, now I want to hear this album, but I have to wait to get anything else. You know what I'm saying? It might be another 2-3 weeks.
Yeah.
It might be another single. It might be the video for the song that just dropped. But it's like it's building that anticipation of something good coming.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think that's really what's kind of shifted with music. Period.
Yeah.
It's like that exciting. Like I was looking forward to, you know what I'm saying, a Jay-Z album dropping, or, you know what I'm saying, like something like that. But it's like now, if I know that it's going to drop on and it's no build up, like I said, like, it's all right, this shit going to drop on Friday.
Right.
That's it. This is the day. We just going to drop it on Friday. It's not going to be, oh yeah, well, this is about to be one of the greatest albums ever. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, this tour is about, like, it's none of that. It's just, oh yeah, I got it. And it's like, you, as a fan, you kind of, it's something that is lacking for me. I will say that. It's something lacking.
Definitely. And I think it attests to, like, we don't have artist development, street teams, and different fields of the music like we once had. So it changes it. It made it go faster. Everything is like so instant right now till By the time, if you do it now, you say your album dropping in 2 weeks. By the time 2 weeks did pass, they done forgot.
Exactly.
So
Yep.
it's not. It's like reverse now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you gotta grow with the times and be able to adjust, which is not a bad thing because we always should be changing for the better. So
Right.
we learning a lot of things off of what we seeing, but we have that nostalgic feel of knowing what we had. So it's like having audio and digital at this. I mean, analog and digital at the same time. You know what I mean? So it's dope. I love it. I I really like to absorb and vibe. I love music, so not just me doing it and putting myself in the front. I'm not really on that. I like for people to hear my music. I would love for the whole world to hear my music, but I love music. So if I hear somebody that's dope, I'm gonna try and put you up on them.
And
You know what I'm
when
saying?
I say I'm the same way, I'm the exact same way. I tell people with weed, food, and music.
Yeah.
If I know that you like this type of food, yo, you need to go over to this restaurant. This shit fire. You know what I'm saying? If I know that you smoke, bro, I got this fire ass bud. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you go ahead and hit this shit because I know that you smoke. If I know that you love this type of music, bro, check this group out, check this song out because what good is it for me hanging on to it?
Yeah.
I've heard it, I've experienced it. I know what it's like. I know what it's done for me. Hanging on to it and not telling nobody, that's being an asshole and a gatekeeper, and that, you know what I'm saying? It's just not a good look because it's like, bro, it costs nothing to share love, and that's the way I look at it. Like, and that's really what it is. Really, with all three of those things. Damn, just thinking about that because I mean, if it's a good meal, there's love that's put into it, there's care that's put into it, and it's gonna be fire. You know what I'm saying? If you got some good bud, you done spent months tending to that plant, and you know what I'm saying, maybe talking to the plant every day, maybe playing some music for the plant. Oh baby, I love you today. You know what I'm saying? Oh ladies, how you doing? It's like just trying to make sure that the plant is gonna be what it is, because that shit does work. And it's the same thing with music, man. I love artists that take the time to love what they do.
Yeah.
To love like that, love on that piece of music or that piece of work. Because for me, I can hear the difference. I know the difference where it's like, okay, you when you're doing this shit just to do it versus you doing it because you genuinely love it. This is something that is important too. You know what I'm saying? And that's the resonance. Absolutely.
It definitely makes a difference. I can tell the two as well. Like, and that's how we. Some people might be like, "Well, this song don't sound like this," and we might look at it differently. But it's just the angle we look at it. So it's like it all makes sense. You can tell the difference when somebody puts their time into it, or they're just making something to just ride away that's already been.
And even with some of my favorite artists, like I can tell the difference with certain projects. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like you can tell like that they weren't completely there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's certain artists, like I said, I'm such a fan of in the way that their music is crafted, right? Because like Tyler the Creator, it took me a minute to get on that dude. My brother tried to put me on. I'm like, nah, this nigga's kind of I'm good. The album Wolf, the intro to that album is one of my favorite intros of all time.
I've listened to some of his music, but I haven't listened to
It's kind of some of it like the early shit is kind of hard to get into. His later albums aren't. But
I've got privy to him more or less recently than before. I mean, like I say, I've been on him since it's been out since it came out, but I really wasn't listening to it in the beginning stages. But I have heard some things from him that was pretty dope.
And for me, like with an artist like that, it is because it's certain songs. Like I have certain favorite projects, I have favorite songs, but I have favorite parts of songs.
Yeah.
And it's not like that with too many artists. You know what I mean? Where it's like this particular part. How the hell did you, what made you want to do that? You know what I'm saying? Why did you throw this chord in here where it seems like it doesn't fit, but this shit fits? Why are you putting a jazz chord at the end of this track? It's like it's that creativity and that nuance almost. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like if you're not paying attention, you're not gonna catch it. And that's one of those artists that I appreciate what it is that he does because it is something that I feel like is carefully crafted. Even like with a lot of album layouts, it's a character.
Yeah.
So there's an entire concept, and I think that's one thing I feel like I'm missing with a lot of artists now. It's like I miss the interlude, I miss the good, you know what I'm saying, like the good intro, I miss the good interlude, I miss like you know what I'm saying, like the skits and shit, you know what I'm saying. And just like having a complete idea and being able to have tracks that support that idea to get a full picture. You know what I'm saying? Like the listening by Little Brother, one of my favorite albums. The best show by Little Brother, one of my favorite albums.
Yeah.
Because both of those were it was a concept. Like, you know what I'm saying? One is a radio show, so you getting like the radio intro, you getting like the you know what I'm saying, the drive time, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, this your boy, make sure y'all tune in. It was just kinda like that a concept and the interludes were dope. It's just that
They had continuity on the concept.
yeah.
So thorough. You feel what I'm
And
saying?
it felt
Like you
so
can see it
good.
when you listen to it.
And I say because that is once again one of my personal favorites, and I do want to get into some of your personal favorite albums.
Okay.
With the listening, you can put that album on repeat, and it flows effortlessly. Like the intro was, "Yo, it's your boy Sean Don for the morning, whatever, whatever." At the end, make sure you tune in for the morning, whatever, whatever, with your boy Sean. Like so, it's like if you just like, because I've done it. When I tell you I've done it, I had so many like women that I was dating be mad at me because I would be the only album I'm playing in the car. You hearing it, you hearing it. That's all you hearing is little. All right, what track? You know what I'm saying? Basically, what track you want to hear because this shit's gonna go ahead and rock. So you gotta learn these words right now, goddamn it. But it was just like it was the way that it was done. That shit was over 20 years ago, and but it was genius. You know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of having full concepts of in I think that's kind of where I feel like the old nigga, like you know, back in my day we had like you know what I'm saying, but it made I felt like I appreciated the artist that much more because you know it's just not a bunch of songs that they did that they just throw on the album and call it an album. It was actually some thought and some planning behind it.
Yeah.
And I just you know it's love, man, and I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, so give me some if you want to go five, but I don't want to say top five. I want to say five of your favorite albums, and it could be hip hop, jazz, whatever genre of music. Five of your favorite albums.
Okay. That's a good question. Shoot. I got so much music in my head.
So it's the rolling. It's just let me go over there, going by genre and everything.
Actually, I actually got some around here.
Makes it a little easier on you.
Yeah, we got some around here. I can just throw out at you for real. This is one of my favorites right here.
Okay.
Bro, this time,
Okay.
this album is super dope, bro. Like,
All right. So favorite track on that one.
I love this. This is dope. Dope. Never giving up. The first joint.
All right.
He came out the gates with this.
Okay.
That's one of his dopest joints. I like all the joints. You know what I'm saying? The lines all got it. It's a dope story to it. Change Your Mind is the joint. Like I said, I like the whole album, but this was one of the albums that I heard that was in my father's.
Okay.
My father had this record. So like when I go record shopping, if I see records that I seen in that furnace,
You gotta grab those.
but this is one of my favorites for sure.
Okay.
So I say Andrew Roll. Let me see.
Getting it right here, y'all. This is so dope. Thank you, cuz. This is so fucking dope, bro. Damn, this is so dope.
Raising Hell. Right?
Okay.
It's the 30th edition. So the record is let's take pictures.
Oh, that's fire. Oh, I got a picture of that. Yeah. Picture of that. That was dope. Okay.
Yes, indeed. So this was one of the like Run DMC was real synonymous in me rhyming too.
Okay.
Because you know they was fooling at that time. You know what I mean? It was like anything they put out was dope. But let me see. Hit It Run. That was one of my favorites. Peter Piper. That was one of my favorites. My Adidas.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that shit is a classic. Absolute
Yeah.
classic. That's
You know what I'm
fire.
saying? I got so many pairs of Adidas. Like that's like my theme song. But what else? Let me see. This is another one on here. It was the You Be Illin. That was my jam.
Yep. And,
Damn. I was super dope.
And it's just like just hearing the names, man, like that shit. You know what I'm saying? It brings back memories. You don't even gotta hear the song sometimes. That's wild. I'm telling you, Uncle Ruben's house, man. You like them playing so much of that shit, and it's like,
Just listening.
oh my god,
Yeah.
the memories, the memories. Mm-hmm.
The Adventures of Paradise. This is one of my
Okay,
favorites.
that's the joint with Love Me.
It's not on that album. I got that album too. It's not on that album.
Inside My Love. Okay, yeah. Okay, that one.
That was the main joint that she had, like that you heard on the
It's
radio.
like dope on that shit too. That's one that I've realized I paid more attention, like just listening to music, period, to like just certain parts of certain instruments,
Yeah,
and just kind of being able to single that out. And I never heard some dope ass bass lines I never really paid attention before.
yeah.
And you know,
And these albums have those bass lines all through them, for real.
They was actually in the studio playing these instruments.
Yeah, for
And,
real.
somebody was talking shit. Nah, nigga, that shit was whack. You know what I'm saying? Run that. You can do better. Run that back. You know what I'm saying? And getting that. You know what I'm saying? Getting these dope songs, man.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, then I just name a couple. Um, Now, License to Ill,
Mm-hmm.
Beastie Boys.
Okay.
That's one of my favorites because that actually really is where I started rhyming at that time.
Mm.
Like before I actually was writing for myself, you know how if you knew a song back then, if you knew the whole song, people that didn't know it, they'd be like, hey man, I was the only one, this elementary school, I'm the only one that know Paul Revere. So my brother, my dreadnought brother, Cautious, he went to elementary school with me too. So he would get hard at beatboxing. And I would just spit it. So that album is real important because I knew the whole song. So like, and that's really what got me to writing. Like, damn, if I could say they stuff, I could write my own stuff. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope.
So License to Ill, that would be 4. And golly. The 5th one, because it's not my favorites per se, but they instrumental in my life. I would say Ode to the Ghetto, Guilty Simpson.
Okay.
Now that's one of my memories as well. That album is super dope to me because it was a pivotal part of my brother's life, and it transitioned a lot of things with us all by us being in the same group. And you know, he was flipping with Dylan, you know what I mean? Dylan was doing the joints together, and you know, he had a lot going on at that time. So I was able to meet a lot of the dope producers like Apollo Brown. You know, I met Peanut Butter Wolf before. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so you know, just to name a couple of people who were instrumental in that. I met Dylan. Guilty introduced me to Dylan at the Lush. I rapped on his beat. It was like things like that for that album. It was like, man, you know, so that's one of my favorites too.
So what was that like? Like you just got done rapping on the Dilla beat, and then you end up meeting like the man who made that beat.
It was crazy, bro. Cause like the Lush, the way it was set up, you know, the stage wasn't really super big. So him and Guilt was like, say this the stage. Him and Guilt where Sis at. You know what I'm saying? So when I get off the stage, I see Guilt. I didn't even really notice that it was Dylan until I walked up on them both. And he's like, oh, this my man Dylan. This my bro Konphlict. And Dylan was like, "Man, you killed it." I
That's
actually
what's
DMP
up.
flattened off his beat too.
Fire.
So
Okay.
it was dope for him to see that and then be like, "That's dope." I was like, "Man, you dope! Like your beats are super dope. Like I just I sample your stuff and just loop it just to write to it. Like you know what I mean? Like so that was a dope thing. So Ode to the Ghetto is definitely my number
Okay.
fifth, my
Okay.
fifth one.
That's what's up.
Because there was a lot of elements in that album and a lot of producers that were involved. You know, Black Milk, you know what I mean? He did phenomenal work with them. Um, it was super dope. So, yes.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. So I do have one more question for you, and I feel like this is always my favorite one for real for me. When it's all said and done, what do you want your legacy to be?
Mm.
Thank you. Thank you. And so you got here a little early, so now you got a little time to think on it because it's coming.
Second question. Yeah, man. I want my legacy to be educational, uh, loving, uh, something that you could get from it to help you find what your legacy is.
Okay.
Inspiration, you know what I mean? Just something just from an honest eyesight, you know, that you can really just look at and be like, man, like that's inspiring, you know. So I would say all of those things in a nutshell, and just something that I anticipate being in the history books,
I dig it.
so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not necessarily in a book, but something
Somebody's gonna remember it.
it's historic,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And not to shine a light on me, but all the people who I've encountered in my life that inspired me to be who I am. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I would want my legacy to be that, you know, something for my kids to be able to benefit from, because I have two lovely daughters, um, and I have three grandchildren. So something for them, um, you know what I mean. So
That's what's up.
yeah,
That's what's up.
no doubt, no doubt.
Well, man, definitely appreciate you having us here. Definitely appreciate you riding with me. Let the people know like where to follow you, how to get in contact with you, how to get to the music, all of that.
Okay, you can find me on Facebook. On Facebook, County Conflict Ross. That's KONNIE KONPHLICTROSS. You can find me on Instagram at Here's Connie at the Track Institution. HERESKONNIE underscore at THETRKINS.
All of those letters.
And I'm also on all platforms. I have some albums that's out. I dropped, I've dropped like maybe about, I want to say 9 albums in the last 2 years.
Okay.
You know, collab albums. Huh? Yeah, I do. Me and my bro Troy Davis, Architect Entertainment.
Okay.
We got an album called Way Too Conflict. It's the Davis Way of Conflict. So we put our names together.
Okay.
So this is actually part 2 with the number 2. The first one had TOO.
Got you. All right. All right.
That drops October 4th.
October 4th. Oh, damn. That's not too far then.
Yeah.
We ain't got too long to wait on that.
Yeah, and I'm actually having a listening party here as well on the 28th of this month.
Okay.
So, I got this thing I got called Tiny's Kitchen, where I could have my music friends, family, friends, other than just musicians. I sell dinners or whatever. We sit in the garage, kick it, have drinks, smoke, whatever, play each other music, and it's a real good time. It's a real good time. It actually has built to be something great.
Okay.
So we having a listening party here on the 28th for Way Too Conflicted.
All right, that's what's up.
Yep.
That's definitely what's up. Once again, man, I definitely appreciate you. Make sure y'all tune in, tap in. This is the boy Bus Driver. We are live in the D right now. I am so glad to be here. Our host Conflict, man. You know what I'm saying? Got us posted up in the garage. Definitely in here doing our thing. Y'all stay tuned in. We got another dope ass artist coming up. Pierre Anthony. So y'all stay tuned in. Y'all stay tapped in. It's your boy Bus Driver. Y'all holler at me in a second. Or you can tune in and enjoy the show, cause you know that everything's on go.